Oh, hold on. Let me start from behind here. Hello there, and welcome to this parking garage in an undisclosed location somewhere in New York, out of interests of privacy, I guess. My cameraman, Aaron Brown, and I were just walking by, and we noticed this out of the corner of our eye, which is one of the joys of walking around in New York City. Every so often you see something that's just sort of peeking out, and it's this, a yellow first and a half generation Maserati Quattroporte. If you're not familiar with this generation of Maserati Quattroporte, this is the one that got the Ferrari V8 engine in it, which was slightly taken up from the, I think it was like a Ferrari 430 engine, taken up to, I think, 4.7 liters, naturally aspirated, rear-wheel drive. They depreciate a lot because they're maybe not the most reliable sorts of things, but they're very cool, and I think they're awesome. All right, so the parking attendant very graciously lowered this car for us, and I would like to point out one thing in particular. It's this Ferrari badge on the back, which of course has to do with Ferrari and Maserati being part of one larger company when this car was made in the 2000s, but also that this shares an engine with a Ferrari at the time, this being a derivation of Ferrari's V8 that was in cars like the, I think the F430. It made some horsepower and I think less torque, which makes it sort of seemingly not suited to be a classic luxury car in the way that we think of American luxury performance cars or German luxury performance cars. But I think if you were to ask the owner, performance would not be a deficit in this vehicle. I will also point out it has a Ferrari baby seat in the back, which is also would be gauche, I think, in any other car, but this was as close to a four-door Ferrari as you were going to get. Ferrari actually produced one four-door car ever. It was a single concept car that I think was called the Pinene, produced by Pininfarina's son, if I'm not mistaken. It actually was never intended to run when it was first built, but a group in, I think it's California, managed to turn it into a running and driving vehicle. Look at the styling of this thing, which was really derided when it came out, but as the years wear on, it really starts looking better and better. It's so sculpted. It's so stylish in a way that just most other cars don't. I mean, when this car came out, people took it a little bit for granted that it kind of had a face that was maybe like a weird Buick, but I think it's aged really nicely, and it's extremely charming. But anyway, I'm always happy to see them on the road. It's so much cooler to see than just like another BMW 7 Series, let alone Audi A8. Anyway, yeah, cool thing. Very neat. One of the random things you see peeking out of a corner in New York. Yeah. Sick. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little mini car spotting bit. We'll have more little episodes of actual cars that we actually know things about. Yeah, until then, stay tuned, watch more car spotting, and if you see a cool car parked in the street, not necessarily one that's in a parking garage, ask for permission before you shoot on private property, send it in to tips@jalopnik.com, and we'll check it out. All right, thanks. Ciao. Yeah.